Hey y'all, so I am back in New York again from my trip from Atlanta, and if you follow me on Twitter or if you saw Pop Roast, you'll know my experience. So I'm glad to be back, and happy Labor Day, even though I'm pretty sure this is going to come out on Tuesday. But yeah, this is my Real Housewives of Potomac review, and let's get into it. So we open the episode with a montage of what all the ladies are doing. Ashley's being a mom. Karen is getting her feet rubbed by Ray. I'm not sure if I want to see that, but Ray tells Karen, I can tell you like this because you got that leg up. Oh, moving on. But while she's getting her foot rubbed, she's talking to Ray about their vow renewals, and she wants 2 wedding dresses. I'm guessing this is going to be Karen's plot line for the latter half of the season. The problem with this for me is just so been there, done that. I mean, how many vow renewals are we going to do on these franchises? But as she mentions to Ray she wants 2 gowns, Ray just gives her that look like, who paying for it? Like, I just finished paying these taxes. I don't need to get into more debt. So next we're with Mia, and they do a little close-up of her wedding photo. She looks completely different. Oh my God. Who is this? So Mia is getting ready to have lunch with her mom, and she wants her husband to help her out with what to wear. We already know she has an estranged relationship with her mother, so she's very in her head about this meetup. Next scene, we're at Wendy's residence. She's talking to her husband, and it looks like she's going to tell him what all happened in Williamsburg. Side note, Wendy really listened to y'all after coming for her lace front, because it used to be like, and now that shit is correct. She looks really good in this scene. So they're talking about it, and she tells him the person with the most volatile relationship decides to come for my marriage. Of course, Eddie says it isn't true, and he brings up a good point. Why would he step out on her after all he's given up to be with her? So Wendy tells her husband, I don't expect them to understand my reaction because they don't know what it's like to have a love like we have. And they never will. Oof. She may be right. She may be right. And right after Wendy talks about the green-eyed bandits not experiencing love, next scene we're at Giselle's $900,000 barn, and Robyn is coming over to film their new podcast, Reasonably Shady. I still haven't checked it out yet. It just seemed like something I just wouldn't want to listen to. But if you have, let me know how it is in the comments. So Giselle says at first they didn't know anything about podcasts, so I'm guessing they were approached about it. They actually have a podcast deal. Look at that. By Black Effects and iHeart. I actually think Black Effect and iHeart Radio, they do Ebony Williams' podcast, Holding Court. Good for them. So of course the podcast topic is relationships involved with cheating, infidelity, and suspicions. Okay, how convenient. Wait, Giselle, y'all looking up statistics? Y'all are the statistics. What? Like, both of their men cheated on them, and one of them perpetually cheated on them. Wait a minute, Giselle. So she says this cheating statistic, and she says, oh, I wish somebody would have told me that 2 years ago. You didn't know he was cheating like that? Of course she's tongue-tied in the confessional when she's asked about it. She's like, well, I was joking. Just listening to them talk about this, y'all need to stick to hot topics because this is embarrassing listening to this. Because she's definitely contradicting herself. She was like, okay, if it's one slip up, that's fine, like a bachelor party. But if it's like a consistent thing, I'm not having it. But we just saw you last season and it seemed like you were okay with it. So now we hear Robyn in her confessional saying she's not surprised at all that Jamal and Giselle didn't last. She said first and foremost, Jamal was never there. Cut to, is Jamal coming? Of course not. Robyn is now talking about her experience, and this is all the way from season 1. We are on season 6, and she's just in the same loop of a plot line. Just listening to how Robyn describes the situation, it just seems like she should be on Basketball Wives instead of Housewives. I can actually see how Robyn and Giselle bond so much. They bond off of the infidelity, because they seem like they were both fine with their significant others cheating on them. I mean, whatever works for them, I'm not shaming them, but you can't have all this drama in your house and try to come for other people's marriages like they always do. Now, of course, Giselle brings up Wendy's situation, kind of like a blind item, And she's like, oh, well, I was looking out for my girl, and she took it as I was being shady. Ooh, if throw a rock and hide your hand was a person. Like, it was shady because you went behind her back telling everyone about this story except her, and still didn't tell her face to face and got someone else to do it. And of course, Robyn, her lapdog, isn't going to tell her anything different. So next scene we're with Candiace, and she's making her first appearance 15 minutes in. I was enjoying the episode until now, but let's see what she's talking about. At least she with her husband and not by herself. So it looks like Candiace has a lot on her plate. She's getting her master's. She has this singing career where she's putting out music and videos and doing choreography. Yeah, she's doing all that. She's telling her husband what all she has to do, and her husband looks like, you know, I've been helping you. You know, it'd be nice if you acknowledge that. But Candiace is too self-absorbed to realize that. So now Candiace is telling Chris what Giselle said about their marriage, because Giselle had a lot to say about other people's relationships that night. And one of them was Chris riding on Candiace's coattails, and she asked him his opinion on that. Chris just laughs at it, and he says, well, here's the thing, like, you supported a lot of the things that I've done, and now, I mean, I want to support you. Chris is a good man. I just feel bad for him because Candiace is kind of a terrible person, at least on the show. In real life, she might be a joy to be around, but she is nasty online, and she's just mean on the show. Chris is sure aging rapidly, though. He can't help it. So Candiace says in her confessional that Giselle is scorned, and she's projecting a lot. Now, I really want to know at the reunion, what does Giselle think of Candiace coming for her multiple times? Because she's come for her a lot. But yeah, she's essentially saying, Giselle, mind your business. Oh, Lord. And now she's talking about Ashley. She hates her so much. And she's talking about how she just ruined everything. She drove for 4 hours just to ruin the vibe. I still, whatever y'all say, Ashley is going to be Ashley, okay? I think the person who everyone should be mad at is Giselle. Ashley is just the messenger. I don't understand like why Ashley's getting all the flack. We know Ashley is messy, but at least she's upfront about it. Giselle, she threw the rock and hid her hand, and she's trying to say she wasn't being messy or shady. Chris is trying to give Ashley the benefit of the doubt, but Candiace is not here for it. And she keep coming for Ashley in her forehead. Candiace, do we need to remind you of your first season hair and how your forehead was on complete display? Girl. Anyway, she thinks when Ashley was in the kitchen, she was like giggling about it, but production is showing us the scene. It seemed like Ashley was like, well, that didn't go how I think it would. Like, she was just being sarcastic, but I don't think she was gleefully laughing at Wendy's reaction. Candiace, I'd be completely fine with you just saying, I just hate Ashley. I hate her presence. I hate how she looks. But I don't think she did anything wrong that would constitute telling her, get the fuck out. She is really trying to make forehead a thing. Wow. And shout out to somebody on Twitter who watches Proud Family. Like, they had this clip where one of the girls was like, wrong answer, forehead. Really funny. And speaking of Ashley's forehead, next scene we're with Ashley and Michael. I really hate their scenes together. I might have to fast forward this. They're going to a specialist because baby Dean, is that the one? There's Dean and, oh, what's the other one? Dylan. There's Dean and Dylan. Which one is which? I think it's Dylan. I think Dylan's the new kid. Whatever, it doesn't matter. But yeah, it seems like he's not latching on and she's trying to get help from a professional. Michael is grilling this person for some reason, and I think that's the gist of the scene, so we can fast forward. So as Michael and Ashley are driving home, they're talking about their intimacy issues, and this is an awkward conversation because I'm guessing she's asking him, when the baby came out, did you look at my vagina when he was coming out? Michael was like, I really wasn't thinking about it until now, but yes, I'm attracted to you and you're losing the weight, so that's great. That's so awkward to tell somebody. It looked like Ashley making sure with Michael that he won't step out on her unless, you know, it's under their rules of engagement in their marriage, if you know what I mean. I feel like I give them about 2 more years and it's divorce. I really do. So next scene, we're in Baltimore with Robyn and she's having a conversation with her son. She's telling him that she's thinking about getting a life coach. He's just like, Mom, Robyn still feels like she doesn't have her shit together. I commend Robyn, though, for keeping her son informed about how she's feeling. My mom would have just kept me in the dark. I wouldn't know anything she was going through. So Robyn is on the phone now, inquiring with the life coach what everything entails. At least it's explained to us the difference between needing a life coach and therapy. What a life coach does is help people that are already emotionally and psychologically fine. They just need help moving forward in their lives. I don't know. I think Robyn can use a therapist and a life coach. Maybe she can only afford one. Maybe there's some 2-for-1 deal on Groupon she can do, but I think she definitely needs therapy in the whole one area. If she thinks that area of her life is fine, I think she's delusional. So next scene we're with Mia, she's having lunch with her mom. Not why production had to keep that in. They're going to this restaurant called Limoncello, and I think her mom asked her how to pronounce it, and she's like, I don't know, I think it's Limoncello. They could have took that out, but production is shady. Ooh, this lunch looked like it's awkward already. I wonder how often she sees her mom, because they ain't having no type of conversation. Also, I was a little confused. I'm not joking about this, y'all, but she said her mom was a recovering addict, but she's ordering alcohol. I thought when you're an addict with drugs that you just take out drugs and alcohol. I guess I'm wrong. I don't know. We hear from Mia in her confessional that the purpose of this lunch with her mom is trying to figure out the disconnect between them. Oof. And then we get a little awkward moment of her mom saying that, oof, yeah, you would just get on my nerves because you remind me so much of your father. So yes, apparently bringing up Mia's father is a touchy subject with her mom because she says that he's the one that introduced her to drugs in the first place. Her mom has clear resentment of her father, and she brings up when Mia burned herself and she wasn't being watched by her dad because her dad was busy having an affair in their basement. So I can see where Mia's mom is coming from. These are the conversations I think that we all want with our parents. Just be real with us. Let me know, like, how was it as a kid? Like, don't have me thinking something into adulthood what didn't really happen. Mia says this feels like the first step in healing their relationship because she wants her mom in her life. All right, so next scene, we are with the grande dame, and she's looking for a wedding dress or 2 for her upcoming vow renewal. So we find out that the ceremony is 2 months away. She already has the venue, and she already has the first dress, which was $10,000. And now she's looking for a second dress, I'm guessing, so she can like move around in and dance. So to help her choose a dress, she invites Wendy and Mia over too. It is so weird seeing Karen and Wendy being close now. Soon as Mia pulls up, she's like, oh, this is industrial. It looks like a warehouse. It does look like a warehouse. I was like, where are they right now? So as Karen's trying on her dress, it looks like Mia and Wendy are getting along. I mean, they aren't getting along now on Twitter currently, because I'm guessing when you watch old fights, it just brings up old feelings. But in this scene, they're getting along. Karen comes out in the first dress, and it's cute, but I thought she said she needed a dress where it's easy for her to move in. So Mia finds out, as well as the audience, that Karen is actually at her venue right now looking at the dresses. Is this like a 2-for-1 thing? And then Mia's like, well, the interior is lovely, but yeah, on the outside, it looked like some random warehouse. Wait, so I'm confused. So this isn't a bridal shop? Like it doubles as an event space? So Karen comes out in this second dress, and it's giving very Giselle right now, like tacky. And Karen, you've been doing well these past 2 seasons. I don't need you to start regressing. So yeah, this second dress ain't it. Wait, so Karen made them drive way out there just for her to try on 2 dresses? They had to edit this scene. So now they're talking about the events in Williamsburg, and Mia's like, well, speaking of, I was invited to drinks for Robyn's birthday tonight, and y'all were the only 2 that weren't invited. Mia loves playing both sides of the fence. So of course, miserable Giselle was in charge of the invite. And she tells producers she didn't invite them because she feels like it's Robyn's birthday and she wants people that actually cares and actually wished her happy birthday. Wendy says she didn't expect for Giselle to invite her, but Mia brings up a good point. This is Robyn's birthday. But it looks like Robyn drew the line in the sand with Wendy. And of course, whatever Giselle is fine with, Robyn is fine with too. This just makes me think about the group dynamic. So that means every time Candiace has a function, Ashley isn't invited. If Giselle and Robyn have a function, Wendy and Karen aren't invited. And then if Wendy or Karen have an event, Giselle and Robyn won't come. So the only way to get all the ladies together is if Mia holds an event. So Karen compares Giselle to a wounded dog and says people do a lot of things out of loneliness and bitterness. There is some pain and shame she's dealing with right now. Like Karen is unbothered by whatever Giselle does. So now Karen wants to send a message to Giselle through Mia. And that message is, I want an apology for you using the word death. And after that, we're good. I'm not sure if Giselle's gonna do that. I know Mia is not complaining about being in the middle when she be striding the fence like a stripper pole. Next scene, we're with Candiace and Chris, and they're having lunch together. Me and Chris, we see each other. He got lemon pepper wings, all flats. That is my ministry right there. Lemon pepper wings, all flats, side of ranch. That's all I need. So they're talking about Candiace's busy schedule for the week. They have to shoot the music video. And then Chris throws in that he has to do some cooking classes or whatever. And just from the look of Candiace's face, you can tell she has a problem with that. She wants him there the entire time she's on set for a music video. Do y'all know how much time goes into a music video? 12-hour days. And shout out to y'all who looked at my tightrope video. Well, my cameo in the tightrope video. I appreciate it. But yeah, music video shoots, that's a long day. Candiace is very annoyed. She's like, why do you have to work during this time? Because I need you. Starting to go left. And Chris's response is like, I just need you to trust me that even if I'm not there, everything is going to run smoothly. And of course, this is not okay with Candiace. Candiace in her confessional is saying, once again, Chris isn't there to support me. And then production reminds us of many instances where Candiace was either in the studio or acting. He wasn't there. Chris is just over it right now. He's just like, Chris has had it. He's like, I volunteered to do this shit. So clearly she's not paying him. He's just doing this out of the goodness of his heart. Chris is being very snarky and shady with his response to Candiace. He's like, well, it seems like you want me to drop everything that I'm doing to help you out and just do it for free. But then, yeah, I can do it, but then you would have to pay me like an allowance. She did not like that at all. She's telling him to fix his attitude right now. And then Chris adds insult to injury, saying he's going to play golf in the afternoon. They are both cursing right now. Candiace is like, why you gotta do your golf shit when I got my shit to do and you can't help me out? You agreed to do this. Chris is not backing down either. He's like, I'm doing this for you, I did this for you, and now you want me to put aside to do more of your shit. So after Chris says this, I'm not sure if this was edited in or whatever, but we hear Candiace say, I will cuss you the fuck out. She then tells him to check his attitude after threatening to curse him out, and then he just gets up and walks out the restaurant. And then you know what's next. The only difference is this time she did it with a long-ass handkerchief. She needs a Kleenex sponsorship immediately. So at this point in the episode, we got 7 minutes left, so I'm guessing we're gonna have it to be continued again, because we still haven't even gotten to Robyn's birthday dinner. Wow, so Chris really just walked out and just went to the car and left Candiace with the check. I don't even think they ate all the food at the table. She even says, wait, why am I paying? She then joins them in the car and they pull off together. We can still hear what's going on though, and she says, why would you say that to me? I'm trying so hard not to curse your ass out. And then he's like, well, it wouldn't be different from any other time. You know, it's ironic because just like how I think Ashley has 2 more years, I think they have 2 more years before they divorce. Like, they get into it too much because she's mean as well as a narcissist. And I think he's just tired of being talked to like an assistant all the time. So after that scene, they let us know that only 3 hours passed by. So Candiace is pretty much on her way to this event. We see Giselle, who looks half decent, not as tacky. All the women are meeting up now with the exception of Wendy and Karen. Even if Skylar was invited. So as the ladies are at the table, I wonder if production noticed that all the people in the background, like the expressions on their faces, they're staring, they're taking pictures or whatever. I'm surprised they couldn't blur them out. Like, this woman is clearly recording them right now. Like, how did they leave that in? So we see Candiace arriving, and we already know she's in a shitty mood from her argument with Chris. We already know who she gonna take it out on. Of course Robyn is the last to arrive because Robyn is always late. So Candiace calls out Giselle immediately for not inviting Wendy or Karen. Giselle says she's fine with moving forward with Wendy, but they need to have a conversation first, so that's why she didn't invite her. And Karen, I mean, they hate each other. Again, Giselle is sticking with this tired lie, saying she wasn't being shady. And if Wendy thought we were such good friends, she wouldn't expect me to be shady. Girl, whatever. So Robyn finally arrives, and I hate her hair, I hate her outfit. Like, the blouse looks like it's made from aluminum foil, and these braids just ain't it. I don't like it. Ooh, I don't even like the makeup either. It's just a whole disaster. Like, she actually looks the worst at the table on her birthday. Now, just a little editing note. You can tell that a lot of time went by and Robyn was really late because you have a bunch of people who aren't in the background anymore. They ordered all the food. All the food came to the table. I think an hour has just gone by and Robyn is just getting there. Soon as Robyn sits down, they continue the conversation of why Wendy and Karen aren't there. And Robyn is fine with neither of them being there, especially Wendy, because she said it still feels unresolved. So now the attention at the table is turned to Ashley when Giselle asks, did you put some hot sauce on what you told Wendy that I said? So Ashley says she swears that she didn't add anything extra to it. But the question she asked Wendy, she said, are you and Eddie reinvigorating their sex life? Then a scholar jumps in. She says that question is bogus because now you're assuming that what the blogs are saying is true. And then Ashley disagrees. And then Candiace agrees with the scholar. And that's when she speaks up. Candiace is like, absolutely what that hoe did was messy. Ashley's like, you calling me a hoe now? Now, I gotta say, Candiace is just trying to take out her frustration with her marriage on Ashley right now. This is misplaced. I don't think she needs to call her a hoe. So as they're going at it, Candiace like, you brought your wide-bodied ass. That ain't right. That's a low blow. Like, the girl just had a baby. That's foul. You can't help the size you are when you're pregnant. So I think that was a low blow on Candiace's part. There's so many things to attack Ashley for, so many. Even the tired forehead thing, but you're gonna go after her pregnancy weight. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, that's why you got your ass whooped. That's an easy read too. That's low-hanging fruit. If you really wanna read Candiace, why don't we talk about her mediocre singing or her mediocre music career or the fact that her husband looks straight out of Duck Dynasty. Or that, you know, her mom is more interesting than she is. Or that her mom assaulted her with her pocketbook. So there's a lot of things you can read Candiace about without mentioning the Monique fight. Ashley is then calling out Candiace for body shaming her, and Candiace has no means of retracting what she said. She's like, anytime you walk into a room, you body shaming, and you came in with your big ass forehead, they're going back and forth at it, and now it's to be continued. And that's where the episode ends. This episode felt pretty short, and I hate that they saved this scene for like the last 6 minutes. Like, I feel not that much went on during the episode. But anyway, I think Candiace's true colors are coming out again. The same Candiace we all know and some of y'all love. Like, Candiace is just so mean-spirited and she got a reckless ass mouth. And that's why, you know, and I hate to bring it up, but when you have a reckless ass mouth like that, you better have hands. And she don't. She don't. So it is what it is. And I said what I said. I still don't like Candiace. Here's hoping in the next episode, Ashley got the smoke for Candiace, because we know Ashley got it in her to read a bitch because she read the fuck out of Katie, I think 2 seasons ago. But let me know, whose side are y'all on? Y'all on Ashley's side or Candiace's? And what do y'all think about that scene with her and Chris? Anywho, make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see y'all for the next episode. Bye.